friends, Ingrid here from Open Journey. I'm here with another entry for this Lenten journaling journey. Today I would like to journal not from the devotional but from the daily reading. Actually both for March 9th. First one is Trust in the Lord and it's from Jeremiah 17th. And the other one is Lying at His Door, and this is actually from the Gospel from Luke 16th. I will journal with both because they're both so meaningful to me. And the second one, Lying at His Door, it's very interesting to look back at journaling on the same verses previous years. Basically, the readings for Lent don't change that much from year to year, but I usually focus on different keywords. I journaled on this one, Lying at His Door, I remember 2 years ago, and it's so cool to look back and see where you were at that point. And it was so beautiful, even though this is not my what I'm gonna film right here, but I want to mention this because it's so interesting. So this is the first Lent kit, so 2 years ago. Come with me, the first one. And these are the daily readings and entries I did. I'm trying to find, here it is, Lying at His Door. And it was so beautiful, that point I was in my life and what I was going through. I had one little note saying that what I'm going through is a desert of love. So I thought it's just so beautiful to go back and see where you were and where you are now, or what you have learned from past experiences. And the answer that came to this was that the door to human hearts may not always open to us, but there is one door that is always open, which actually is the door itself, the door Himself, and that is Jesus. And that you can take a lot of comfort and hope in that, because you can say, well, hang in there, hope, but really hope for what? And I actually use the hope stamp from the Seeds of Hope kit. So I just wanted to mention that. But what I want to focus on is trust in the Lord. It's such a beautiful passage in Jeremiah. And also the next reading, the Psalm 1, relates to the same subject, trusting in the Lord. And Psalm 1 says, whoever who meditates in God's law day and night is like a tree planted by running waters. And we have the same theme in Jeremiah. And it's structured just like Psalm 1. Starts, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes his flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord. He's like a shrub in the desert. And then the second part is, but blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is in the Lord. He is like a tree planted by the water that sends out its roots by the stream and does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and is not anxious in the year of drought, for it does not cease to bear fruit. Which is such a beautiful image. And we have the same in Psalm 1. Therefore, I have some elements. I pulled some elements from the Psalms of Praise and Thanksgiving. And I have a focus on Psalm 1 there. And we have the olive tree. So I think I'm going to be using that. And also there are beautiful elements in the Psalms of Praise and Thanksgiving. We have all kinds of olive tree branches, blossoms, and fruit. So I think I'm going to be using that. And also from the Total Trust kit, it's a small kit. I have the digital, I printed it out. I think it's still available in physical format in my shop. It's one of those kits. Because it's small, I can always have it available. So I have Total Trust, and I have Jesus, I Trust in You, and I like this graphic here, Jesus, I Trust in You. So I might be using some of these elements too. So again, that's from the Total Trust kit. So what I did is, you have this image larger in the digital pack of With You kit, and I enlarged it just a little bit to fit this 9x6 page. I'm working in this interleaved Bible, so I have a full page to journal on and do art on. So this is printed on white sticker paper, and I'm gonna adhere it right here. So I already have a background. For some reason I did measure, but I by mistake I cut it just a tad too small there, but that's okay. I'll just fill it in with something else. And I would like to kind of structure it, have the desert down here and then the tree up here, just like the structure of these verses. Cursed is the man, and then blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord. Okay, I'll do Lindsay's trick. I think that's easier too. You have to adhere a big page. What she's been doing is just peel off a corner of this, because then it's easier to position it exactly how you want it. So now that corner is in the right position, and then it's going to be easier. I don't know if I'm filming or not. There in the folder was a little bit harder to do, but it worked out. Alright. And sometimes if you wish, you could just, you know, leave it right there with a little bit of journaling. It's really not that much more you need to do, but I do want to illustrate this part, and I felt like this tree would be just floating there. So I wanted a background for it. Just need a more natural edge there for it. This was one of the 2x8 graphics. And the straight edges bug me, so I'll just try to have this more organic edge. And often I can use these guys some other places. Gonna lay this down. Kind of this line was the top. I'll just follow that. So this is the desert down here, and then the flourishing tree. It would be great to be able to use these. I didn't try them out really, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work here. But one thing, sometimes for a splash of color, I like to use, I showed you before, I'm always saving this acrylic paint skins from my palette. They're so beautiful too, because it's dry. All you have to do is either use glue or acrylic, actual acrylic paint on the back of it, and just put it down, just glue it to the page for a beautiful pop of color. I'm going to show you how I do that. I have here a dried palette, and on purpose I don't clean it off right away, so I can save these beautiful acrylic sheets. See how pretty this is? And then the back is pretty. Oh, look at that. So I always save these, and then you can cut them out or just tear them. They really tear easily. Forever you might need a little touch of color. If you don't want to, and actually with this, you know, it's kind of a controlled way, because you can see, okay, does it look good here? Does it look good there? You know, it's easier to place. Kind of like this, because it has the desert colors on the bottom and then a pop of color on the top. I could even use actual this piece I pulled. Or I could use this saved piece. And the colors just happens, it just matches the oranges and the yellows, and even this coral. I'll save this for later, for another entry. But yeah, isn't that a cool little trick? I love that. Sometimes you don't need to use the entire piece, so you can actually just use parts of the die cut if you don't have room for the entire thing. I love that one there, just like that. Can go under. I like this little handwritten element here. I think I'll just glue things down. I'm gonna use one of these pieces I tore off to kind of complete the upper edge. So this I usually just use acrylic paint. Oh, even the back is so pretty. And that is gonna glue this piece to the page, just like glue would. Actually, I like that sometimes when you use the same color to glue it down and some comes from underneath on the page, it kind of makes it blend in even more. There we have it. Actually, I have some of that off-white on my brush. I might just continue it off the page to make it tie in even more with this graphic underneath. It works out perfectly. So you can use this. I'm not sure this is gonna work for this area, but I'll give it a try for sure. I'm not gonna use it here, I will use it somewhere else, I'm sure. So this is on clear sticker, so it will just blend in. So here I have some white that I cut. Just filling it in with green. I'll put the Jesus I Trust in You right here at the base of the tree. I like to have just a few splashes of green and maybe that orange to tie in that bold color cluster to the rest of the page. I'm using a fluorescent green from Golden Paints. I'm gonna use the Pyro Orange. It's the same orange I had there. And I did want to use a trust stamp there. Right from, this is from the Homebound kit. Trust stamp, I thought it would be really cool there, especially if we could stamp it with white or even yellow. But the embossing powder I only have white, so because I don't have any other white ink that would really stand out on a darker surface, so you have to use the embossing powder. My only concern is that this is on sticker paper. Applying heat to it, I don't know if it would bubble it up. We could try. To highlight. Bible verse. Use a piece of washi to mark it. Or if I'm not going to use that on that page, I'd definitely love to use it on this page. So I will use this trust stamp right there. A bit of embossing powder. I think that turned out great. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I think the Amen smaller stamp would be great there with white. It's perfect. I don't use embossing powder much, but in circumstances like this, it's so useful, especially when working. Yeah, and I guess the white sticker paper holds up pretty good to heat, where I know 100% if we would have used the clear sticker paper, which is all like plastic, that would have bubbled up. I think one last touch. I love these crosses from to use. I have quite a few stamps now that have little crosses on them. Those can be used for sure. Oh, I was, I think, out of frame. I put this sticker there with the crosses from the stones, living stones kit, those washi strips. Actually, I think the little crosses from the With You stamp set, these little crosses would be really nice there. acrylic is kind of liquidy, so I don't know if this will work. If it doesn't, I'll just wipe it out. Oh, it's alright. It's really not the impression I wanted, but it's good. I think this is it. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it brought you inspiration. I just want to say that I love, there's so many more people joining us this time around for Lent, and kind of sharing what they journal and their thoughts and so on. And it's just beautiful to see all entries. It's very, at least for me, it's very inspiring. So I hope this was inspiring as well to you. And God bless.